Legend has it that there was once a poor boy named Ma Liang, who was fond of learning painting since he was a child, but could not afford to buy a brush. One day, he walked past the school and saw a gentleman painting. He was so envious that he walked in and tried to borrow a brush from him. The gentleman glared at him and scolded him, "Even a poor boy wants to learn painting. Dream on." Then he threw him out. Ma Liang said, "Can't poor children learn to paint?" He didn't believe it, so he made up his mind to learn painting. When he was raking firewood, he used a branch to draw birds on the ground. When he was cutting grass, he dipped his finger into the river water and drew fish on the rocky bank of the river. Ma Liang learned to draw very well, but he did not have a pen. One night, in a dream, an old man with a white beard gave him a brush. The old man also said to him, "This is a magic brush, use it well." He was so happy that he woke up, but strangely enough, he really had a pen in his hand. He liked it very much. He tried to draw a bird with the magic pen, and the bird fluttered its wings and flew to the sky. He drew a fish, and the fish swam into the water with a wagging tail. From then on, he took this magic brush and drew pictures for the poor people in the village every day. He drew a plow and a harrow for anyone who did not have one. He drew a hoe for anyone who did not have one. But the news reached the ears of a rich man, who immediately sent 2 of his servants to take him away and ask him to paint. Ma Liang saw the bad intentions of the rich people, so he refused to paint, no matter how much they coaxed, frightened or tricked him. The rich man was so angry that he locked him up in the stable, freezing him and starving him. It was a cold day, and the ruthless rich man locked him up for 3 days, thinking that he would die of starvation or freezing. But when he went to the stable, he saw that Ma Liang was eating a cake by the fire. The rich man hated him so much that he told his servants to kill Ma Liang and take away his magic pen. When the servants rushed into the stable, they saw that the man was gone, and only a ladder was placed against the wall. They knew that Ma Liang had drawn the ladder and escaped. When he escaped from the rich man's house, he drew a big horse with his magic pen and rode it to the main road. He thought of the poor villagers who had little to eat and no clothes, and was a bit reluctant to leave. He hadn't gone much further when he heard a clamor behind him, and the rich man came after him with his family. Ma Liang took a magic brush and drew a bow and an arrow, and when the rich man came near, he shot him down with an arrow. He also took the opportunity to shoot his horse and went away. Ma Liang left his hometown and lived in a town, living by selling paintings. But he was afraid of revealing his real name, so he didn't let the paintings come to life and painted things with either missing mouths or broken legs. One day, he accidentally painted a crane and splashed a bit of ink in the eye socket of a crane without eyes, and the crane flapped its wings and flew away. This immediately became a sensation in the town, and later it spread to the emperor. The emperor sent his ministers to drag him away. Knowing that the emperor was the enemy of the poor, Ma Liang hated him from his heart. So when the emperor asked him to draw a dragon, he drew a toad, and when he asked him to draw a phoenix, he drew a bare-breasted chicken. The toad and the bare-breasted chicken were ugly and nasty, and they jumped around on the palace and peed and shit a lot. When the emperor got angry, he ordered the warriors to snatch down the magic pen and sent Ma Liang to the heavenly prison. The emperor was so happy to have the magic pen that he drew it himself. After drawing a gold mountain, or greedy enough, one after another to draw on, the result became a big stone, almost crushed him to death. The emperor could not draw the golden mountain, so he drew gold bricks. Suddenly a column of bricks turned into a large python, which opened its bloody mouth and pounced on him. Fortunately, the ministers saved him quickly, so he was not eaten by the python. The emperor had no choice but to release Ma Liang, promising him many benefits and asking him to paint. Ma Liang thought, "I'll get the magic brush back first and then make sense of it," so he agreed. The emperor wanted to paint a mountain, but there were beasts in the mountain, so he ordered to paint water. When Ma Liang waved his magic brush and clicked a few points, a blue sea appeared in front of the emperor, with many fish swimming in the water. The emperor was very happy to see it and asked Ma Liang to draw a boat. So Ma Liang drew a big wooden boat, and the emperor took the empress, the prince, the princess, and the ministers to the boat. The boat started to move. But the emperor didn't like the boat to go slowly and asked him to draw some wind. Ma Liang kept drawing, and the sea immediately rolled up the waves, and the big wooden boat tilted. The emperor got anxious and shouted, "Enough wind!" But Ma Liang pretended not to hear, and kept drawing. The wind was stronger, the waves were higher, the waves rolled roughly, the ship capsized, and the emperor and the ministers sank to the bottom of the sea.